Well, hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to Sci-Finatics. Well, today we're going to talk about the Star Trek shows coming in 2024. There are quite a few of them. We've had a bit of delays and everything going on recently with the whole writer's strike and actors' strike and everything, which are all cleared up now. So the studio's able to push forward on getting new shows up and happening for next year. But the questions are these delays that we've had with the writer's strike and the actors' strike and everything, how is that going to affect when our next Star Trek shows are going to be on air? So today I'm going to go through all of our Star Trek shows that are likely to be airing in 2024. Some are going to be probably a little bit delayed, and others they might kind of rush through a little bit more. We're going to speculate on when air dates are likely to be based on history. So looking back at when different shows have aired in the past, and whether that's a bit of a yardstick for when we're likely to see our shows on air in 2024. Before we get started, I just want to let you guys know, massive merch store sale, 30% off all of my merch in the merch store. So perfect opportunity to pick yourself up a t-shirt or something there. Help support the channel. Some great new designs in the store as well. Be sure to check it out for 30% off. Obviously, our first show that's going to be airing in 2024 is Star Trek Discovery Season 5, which is the final season of Discovery. Now, although the studio hasn't given us a concrete air date yet, if we look back at past Star Trek series, and when Paramount Plus and CBS has kind of chosen to put those shows on air early in the new year, that should give us a pretty good idea as to when they like to start shows in the new year and when we're likely to see Discovery. So let's just take a look back at some of the previous Star Trek shows in the last couple of years, when they've aired early on, and how that might translate to Discovery Season 5. Season 2 of Star Trek Discovery aired on the 17th of January. That's quite early in the new year based on a lot of different Star Trek series, which tend to be more so later in the year. Season 1 aired in September, Season 3 aired in October, and Season 4 aired in November. If we look at Star Trek Picard, that aired on the 23rd of January for Season 1, it started in March for Season 2, and in mid-February for Season 3. Now that Star Trek Picard is finished, I'd almost say that looking at the schedule for Discovery is probably most accurately going to resemble Star Trek Picard's air dates. So on the basis that Picard Season 3 aired mid-February, Season 2 aired early March, I would guess that Discovery is probably going to take that same kind of air date for its debut for Season 5. I don't think we can use Strange New Worlds as a test bed, because Strange New Worlds has always been the second show running in the year following up after, say, Star Trek Picard. It's always Picard, always led, and then we followed into Strange New Worlds. So I don't think we can kind of use their air date as a basis. But there's always been a show of live action of Star Trek that's have started around February or March in the new year. So I would guess that Discovery Season 5 is most likely going to air in a similar fashion to how Seasons 2 and 3 of Picard aired. Mid to late February, or perhaps early March. That'd be my prediction. Now, the next show I think we're most likely to get, this is based on where these shows are in production at the moment. Discovery Season 5 and Prodigy Season 2 are the only two shows that are most advanced in their production. Discovery, obviously completely finished. Prodigy Season 2, mostly all finished, besides probably a couple of episodes, I'm thinking. Nothing else has gone into production yet. So they're most likely going to be our first two shows of the new year. Now, we know that there's going to be a bit of a change of things with Prodigy, because the rights to that have now moved to Netflix, not Paramount Plus. And we know that Netflix is airing Season 1 of Star Trek Prodigy starting late in this year, sort of around Christmas time. If I had to guess, I would say Netflix are probably going to drop the whole Season 1 in one go, because it's already aired previously before. It makes sense just to drop it all as one bang. There's 20 episodes, Season 1, away you go and watch it. And I think they're going to give people a bit of time to sit with that, watch it. People who haven't seen Prodigy before, give them a chance to watch through those whole first 20 episodes of Season 1 before they kind of crack into Season 2 with the premiere of that new episodes we haven't seen yet. Now, even though Netflix are more inclined to drop whole seasons in one go, I think that we might hold back on Prodigy and do the whole one episode a week kind of airing thing. That would be my hope anyway. And the fact that we've got 20 episodes in Season 1, they probably want to give people a good chance to get through those before, as I said, getting into Season 2. I would think we're probably going to get Star Trek Prodigy around the middle of the year. Maybe somewhere around May, which in the past has tended to be when, shows like Strange New Worlds have aired. I know that obviously, Prodigy's not going to be on Paramount Plus like Strange New Worlds is, so that's going to have less impact. But I think based on the fact that we'll probably be getting Discovery in the first few months of the year, I think maybe Netflix might kind of wait to get a bit more of Star Trek buzz built up or whatever again after a little bit of a lag period at the moment before they chuck that onto their platform. So I'm predicting potentially somewhere around May for Star Trek Prodigy. Now, in terms of our other shows, they've only literally just started getting back into the recording process. Now that the actors' strike has been resolved and everything. We've heard tweets during the week from Tawny Newsome. She's back in the recording booth doing lines of dialogue and so forth for Mariner for Lower Decks Season 5. So it seems like the Lower Decks Season 5 episodes have been at least in part written, and they're already kind of doing some recording of them for the new season of the show. So it does seem like Lower Decks Season 5 is definitely happening. And I reckon Lower Decks Season 5 is probably going to air in a similar fashion to how it has aired in obviously previous years. Lower Decks has always kind of started around August, September, and I think that there's probably enough time based between now and then to get things going, and that the strikes haven't affected things too much in the production schedule for that. So I still think they can potentially hang on to that August, September, October kind of airtime for Lower Decks Season 5. So I'm predicting probably September, October air date for Lower Decks based on where they're at in production. But what about Star Trek Strange New Worlds? Obviously Season 2 ended on a bit of a cliffhanger last season. We're all very keen to see what's happening with their big battle with the Gorn and everything. In the past or whatever, back in the day when we had cliffhangers at the end of the season, we only had to wait a few months or whatever, but I'm guessing it's going to be over a year till we get our part 2 of the hegemony episode from Season 2. So in the past, Strange New Worlds has generally aired in mid-year. Season 1 started in May and Season 2 started in June. So they've always been middle of the year running of that show. However, because of the writer's strike, because of the actor's strike, that's put the brakes on things, and they've probably ended up starting production, which they have done now. The actors have tweeted that they're either shooting at the moment or they're literally just about to start shooting at the moment. But I do know that the strikes have delayed things by at least a few months. So if that being the case, that Strange New Worlds normally airs around May or June, I think it's probably far more likely that if we're going to get Strange New Worlds Season 3 in 2024, it's not going to be until probably sort of, more likely October or maybe November, after Lower Decks has aired. I think we're probably going to get episodes next year. They're just going to be a few months later than we have in the past for Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3. We've also got a couple of new shows in the form of this Star Trek Section 31 movie starring Michelle Yeoh. That is also about to hit production. Obviously, that has been written, I believe, but obviously the time frame for starting production on that was delayed. And I'm guessing that's going to start shooting early in 24. Now, this is the kind of show that, because it's a movie, not a series, it could be one of those things that takes, 6 to 8 months to turn around. But if we look at it in terms of, something along the lines of, let's face it, Strange New Worlds and Picard had some pretty good production values, feature film level production values, and providing they're not doing ridiculous amounts of location work, flying all around the globe and jet setting and all that sort of stuff, and they're keeping it a little bit more contained in their location work, then it's quite feasible that we could have Section 31 towards the later half of next year. I think on the basis that they've still got to start shooting, they've got to get everything shot, everything edited, all the visual effects work done. That's going to take, at least 6 to 8 months of work to get that all squared away. So I think if we're going to get the Section 31 movie next year, it's probably going to be maybe around this kind of time next year, sort of around the November perhaps. I would be very surprised if we saw it before November or December, maybe a Christmas release perhaps, make it a December release perhaps. I don't see that hitting our TV screens until at least a year's time. So I would predict right at the end of next year, December perhaps, give or take. And what about Starfleet Academy? Are we likely to see Starfleet Academy? Well, no chance of that happening in 24. I think that's going to be a 25 release for Starfleet Academy. We already know that Tawny Newsome from Lower Decks, who plays Mariner, is part of the writing team. She's made some comments recently about how they've got a really good writing team assembled for the show, some really good people who know a lot about Star Trek and are very passionate about canon and everything. And that obviously she knows a lot about canon, and they're going to be definitely some canon cops working in the writer's room there to make sure everything is done to fans' satisfaction in that department. But based on the fact that they're still in the writer's room and they're penning episodes and nutting out ideas and everything, we're not going to see Starfleet Academy starting to be shot until at least halfway through this year, if not, the last quarter of this year. So I don't think we're going to see Starfleet Academy on air until sometime in 2025. So although the writers' strike and actors' strike and everything have slowed things down a little bit, it seems that they've managed to ramp up fairly quickly now that that's all been resolved. Everybody's kind of, getting back on deck to get things shot and underway and everything. I think, if we add a 3 or a 4 month lag to when our shows of this nature would normally hit our TV screens, I probably think that'd give us a reasonable estimate as to when we might see them in the new year. But leave your thoughts in the comments section, guys, what you think about our Star Trek lineup for 2024. What are you looking forward to most? Is it Discovery Season 5? Is it Prodigy Season 2? Lower Decks Season 5? Strange New Worlds Season 3? Or the Section 31 movie? Let me know in the comments section which of these Star Trek shows you're most looking forward to in 2024. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Sci-Finatics yet, please be sure to do so. Click on that big subscribe button to stay current and up to date with all the latest Star Trek news on YouTube. And be sure to check out my merch store, as mentioned earlier, 30% off for Black Friday. Head over to the store there, pick yourself up a cool Star Trek themed t-shirt or sci-fi themed t-shirt, hoodies, mugs, stickers, polo shirts, heaps of good stuff there, and a few new designs in there as well to check out as well. So be sure to do that. I'll be back very soon with the next video. I'll see you guys soon.